Hello, everyone. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. It's just about afternoon over here. Welcome to another weekly Creator Insights live stream. I'm very excited to be chatting with all of you guys in the comments section here today, as well as our topic today is going to be all about brand deals. How do we get brand deals? What do we do when a seller approaches us and wants to work with us? Should we accept free samples and no payments? How should we process payments? I've had lots of questions come through my email inbox after I sent out that email this morning. So let me go ahead and say hello to everyone who is here. Yes, stay warm out there, fam. So I just got an email saying that my kid's school is closed tomorrow because our high our high tomorrow is going to be -2. So very excited about that. Anyone who is in a warmer climate, I'm jealous. I envy you. Um, please, everyone, stay warm. Yes, yes. All right, we have Manly Reviews is here. Oh, good. Just got a couple emails yesterday about brand deals, so this will be a good topic. Wonderful, wonderful. Christina is here. Christina was on our training yesterday, which I've got some nuggets I'm going to share from yesterday. I thought that was so incredibly insightful about brand deals. My friend Nina from Sidewalker Daily presented for us yesterday, and that is her whole entire thing is brand deals. Actually, I'm going to put this up here in case you guys missed it or you want to catch the replay. We just did this free training yesterday and just a lot of like aha moments. I know there's quite a few people who are on the training that are here. So curious what your aha moments or what you guys learned on there too. But let's see who else. Oh, good. Liz is here. Fluencer Fruit. Try it with Bry is here. Dad Reviews. Lane is here. Welcome, welcome. Karen is here. Yes, hope your day is going well as well. All right, let's see who else. We have Honest Reviews by Samantha. Bob Murtha is here. Good morning. Allie is here. Certified Wackadoodle. We've got Epic Value Data. Nakia is here. Product Demo Lab. The Realist Langley is here. Good morning. Good morning. Beth is here. Exploring New Heights. Just checking in from the email. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I know. -2. Yeah, it's crazy. I know. Like, yeah, don't ever come to Chicago in the winter. Tomorrow's gonna be yeah, I'm in Chicago, Lane. Yeah, our high tomorrow is -2. So my kid's school has already said, nope, we're gonna do an e-learning day, which is so funny because like, do you guys remember having snow days and stuff when you were kids? I know I do, and I loved having snow days. And I was texting with my sisters this morning, and they were like, yeah, our kids will never know. They'll never know a snow day and what that's like because since COVID, we were able to do e-learning, which is great, right? At least they'll have, something to do. It won't be like a missed day of school, but yeah, they'll never know what a real true snow day is. They'll always have to do e-learning. So, good and bad, right? Oh, we're warmer, but an ice storm is heading our way. Yeah, it's supposed to get really cold, really cold. Yes, Bert in Vegas. Yeah, no snow here. Yeah, no snow in Vegas. No snow in Vegas. Yes, Christina was on the training yesterday. Yesterday's course was excellent. Always great to have validation that another mentor is genuine and valuable. Yeah, oh, totally. No, I would never I would never let anyone present to you guys that I didn't vet first and go through their program. And I'm actually going through Nina's program right now so that I can get more brand deals as well. But yeah, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we talked about during training yesterday, because I think there were some pretty good insights, some good aha moments, and like, how do we respond to the incoming brand deal opportunities, but then also like, how do we pitch outgoing brand deals and opportunities, and like, how do we find the person in charge who makes the decisions, but also like, how can we position ourselves to make it really relevant to that brand, right? So that they want to work with us. Oh, awesome. Pioneer Smokehouse's channel, Best Choice Products, promoted my lawn chair YouTube video. Awesome. Maybe they'll let you join their affiliate program and start sending you free stuff, hopefully. Yeah. Mr. Fred is here. Hi, Fred. Welcome, welcome. Try It with Bry said, can we do brand deals through Creator Connections, or are we only allowed to request a free product? To my knowledge, someone please correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a restriction on like how you can work with the brands that you message through Creator Connections. I think it's probably harder to get paid up front when you are especially messaging through Creator Connections, because they're giving that additional commission on sales, right? So I think it's definitely possible. And like, if you don't ask, the answer is always no, right? So I don't think there's any harm in asking by any means, especially if it's a brand that you've already worked with or you've already created content for, or you have the analytics, right? Like, I've approached brands on Creator Connection, like, would you want to do a partnership? Like, look at my stats, like, look at how many sales I've already made for your brand. Look at how well my content is converting. And sometimes they don't respond, sometimes they say yes, but I don't think there's any restriction on how you can work with that brand utilizing the messaging system there. Let's see here. Alyssa is here. Good morning. Donna is here. Good morning. I know. I agree. They can't. Yeah, they do deserve snow days. Although my sister did have a good point. She's like, well, there's going to be no snow. So, because we would go out and we would play in the snow and it would be so fun. And we'd like go to the neighbor's house and have all the kids on the block come out. It was like the greatest day, the snow days back in, well, whatever years I was in grammar school a long time ago. But yes, no, there's not even any snow like for them to go play in. Yes, Honest Reviews by Samantha said, yesterday was great. Learned so much. Can't wait to start the program. Yes, I know, Samantha, you joined. I'm excited because like we're like going to kind of do it together, right? Because we've got like a part of the training includes like a mastermind with me and Nina, which is like 2 months out, right? So everybody can get through the training, and then we get to talk about it. We get to get Nina's help. We get to so I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Regina, my number one. Hit the thumbs up lady. Thank you for always reminding me to remind everyone else. If you guys get value from these live streams, I would love if you would hit the thumbs up. That helps to make sure that other people that can learn from this content will get it shown to them as well. Bob said, send some snow our way. Crisp and clear, but no snow yet. Yeah, no, we just have crazy cold, and then it's going to snow a whole bunch. We have crazy cold. I mean, it's still pretty cold. Oh, it's 24 degrees, actually. That's actually pretty good. It was like 14 degrees this morning when I drove my kids to school. But we have snow coming Sunday and Monday. So I do fear that we will have a true snow day on Monday, but we'll see. Lane, a dad review, said, snow days don't exist down here in Louisiana unless it's January 2025. But we do have hurricane parties down here. See, hurricanes, those things freak me out. I could never live somewhere with hurricanes. We just have tornadoes and snowstorms. I can do that. Hurricanes, earthquakes, no thanks. Let's see. Is this only through Creator Connections or also brand deals outside of the Amazon app? Yeah, there's so much opportunity outside of Amazon too. Like, especially if you're just getting started, I would say some of the easiest brand deals to get are through Creator Connections, because Amazon makes it really easy for us, and we can just we can message the brands through there, right? So I think that's a great way to start, of course, but then you can also be messaging brands. Like, I know I get emails every single day now, and have for a while, especially on the email that's connected to my YouTube channel for my Amazon videos. I get a ton of brands that write into me through that email saying, hey, we saw your video on YouTube. We're wondering if you wanted to do a deal. Here's the product, blah, blah, blah. That's why I always say, like, if you guys are looking for like a income stream number 2 past your on-site, my recommendation is to repurpose onto YouTube, because then you can start earning off-site commission. You can work towards growing that channel and eventually monetize it once you have the subscribers and the watch time. But on top of all of that, this is where a lot of brands are going to find you is on YouTube, because it's a lot easier to search for these videos on YouTube than it is on Amazon, right? So don't discount that as a way to connect with brands, and just having that YouTube channel to repurpose, that you're repurposing your content on. The Mature Diva said, was the session with Nina recorded? Sorry, I missed it. Oh, that's okay. It was recorded. I believe if you sign up through here, you will get access to it. It was really good. Like, I have my notes here because we talked about some things that, like, I mean, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so, like, so she gave an example. She read, like, we did like some role play, right? Where she read some pitches and some responses. And it was so interesting because, so she gave the example of like somebody pitching, like getting a cold pitch in your email, right? Which probably a lot of us have gotten before. I know, like I said, I get them pretty much every day. And it's like, dear sir, right, is usually what I get. Dear sir, um, we saw your video and we would love to collaborate with you, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe you send them back like with your rate card, or you say, like, I don't work for free. Here's my rates, whatever. And it kind of just closes the door, right? And so she had this really good example, and I'm not going to do it justice, but maybe if anybody else was there with me, you guys can help me to to oh yeah, so you guys can help me to explain this maybe a little bit better. So what she said was like, so instead of like going back to them and saying like, no, I don't work for free, here's my rate card, it kind of like closes the door, especially if they're like, we don't have a budget, or we can send you a free sample, but we can't pay you. Like, so basically they're saying like, we can't pay you. Instead of like responding and kind of closing the door and saying like, I don't work for free, here's my rate card, blah, blah, blah. This is, of course, if this is a brand you want to work with, right? There are some extra steps that you can go through. And she did a demo where we went through a website. So we went through like Crate and Barrel's website. And so she was like, so if you want to work with a brand, check out their website and look to see like what's important to them. So like she gave the example of, I think it was like sustainable materials was like a big section of their website. It's obviously an initiative for the company. It's something that's important to them because it's very front and center on their website. So she gave the example of like proposing content for them that she already knows that the company is interested in, right? So like, instead of like, no, I'm not going to accept that free sample and like no payment, it's like, well, I can see that you are really into sustainable materials. So if you wanted to find a way to collaborate with this product where I focus on that as a main feature, right, then maybe we could find a way to work together. And basically proposing something. I'm not doing her example justice, but basically proposing something to the brand that is new, but also that that they care about, and not just a generic like, I don't work for free, sorry, and kind of closing the door, right? But getting creative in the ways that you respond to people and in the ways that you pitch to these other brands as well. Like, what's important to them? How can you find that information? And then what is the best way to present yourself? So we also went over media kits as well, which I thought was really helpful. We looked at some media kits that was like, what was the best one? What influencer or what content creator would we hire? And that was one of the other things too that she had talked about, was that, so, when you are pitching to brands, and I know a lot of people ask me this as well, and then I'm going to go through and say hi to everyone and make sure I answer all your questions. But I thought this was really insightful because the way she kind of like reframed my mind about it, like, because I don't have a huge following either. Like, I don't really consider myself an influencer. Like, I don't have that big of a following, but I create content, right? And so she was like, do you want to pitch yourself as an influencer, or do you want to pitch yourself as a content creator? Because those can be two very different things, especially when you're approaching a brand. If a brand wants to know about your following and they want you to be promoting that content, that's a different pitch. Like, that's a different relationship versus you're a UGC content creator and you're creating content for that brand who cares about the following? You don't need a following because you're creating the content for them, right? So just kind of looking at those two different ways of positioning yourself when you are pitching to brands. It's like you don't have to have a big following, because if you're pitching your content, you can show them examples of your content. You can even show them examples of like the sales you've made on Amazon or your conversion rate, or, you know, things like that. There's just so many different like possibilities and ways that you can position yourself for success when you are pitching these brands, or when you are responding to some of these brands when they're basically approaching you and pitching you first. So yes. So let me see here. Let me just go ahead and make sure I answered everyone's questions. So we're allowed to ask for pay through Creator Connections. I thought for some reason it was against TOS to ask for additional pay. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it's against TOS to ask for payment up front. I think it's harder to get it through Creator Connections, because again, they're already paying that additional commission. That's kind of like the purpose of the campaigns. But it's also a great way to initiate communication with the brand, right? Because you can say like, hey, can I email you? Or, you know, what's your email? We can move this to email or whatever. I don't think it's against the rules, right? So yes, hello from Puerto Rico, temp 85 degrees. Man, when I don't have kids in school, maybe I'll move to Puerto Rico over the winter here. I know, we're very jealous. We are all very jealous. Karen said, started looking into the classes last night. I'm excited to get started. Yes, me too. Yes, I'm in North Carolina. Here we get ice and slippery roads. Yes. Yeah, we have, oh gosh, the ice is rough over here too in Chicago. Nakia said, yes, I'm so glad you had Nina on. I was so excited. I already started the course and I'm loving it. Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Kathleen, for all you do. I feel like the info you and Nina provided yesterday was a godsend. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, it was a really, really good class. I recommend everybody sign up for the free training there. There is still a promotion. I did ask if Nina would extend the program, and I'm not gonna throw this up very, very much more throughout here, because I want to make sure that we're talking about brand deals and answering those questions. But this Nina is my go-to for brand deals. And so, you know, we did this partnership yesterday, and I'm going through her course now. We have quite a few people on this live stream that have opted in, and they're going through her course. But if you guys are interested, I do have a coupon code to get $500 off. I would say go through the free training first. And make sure like it's something that is on your roadmap for this year. She did also say that, and actually let me just put up the free training, because I think it'll be more insightful if you actually watch that instead of just like going in and trying to figure it out. But one of the things she also said was that like Q1 is the time to be initiating these brand deals. Like Q1 is a great time for brand deals, because the advertising budgets turn over in the beginning of the year, right? As opposed to like, yes, the holidays in November and December are great for brand deals as well, holiday shopping and new products and all that good stuff. But in January, especially a lot of the larger companies, right, they have their marketing budgets, they renew in January. So now they have budgets. Maybe they're launching new products this year. So she said that January, February, March are like the best times to really get into be pitching these brands and to getting yourself out there to do that. So yes, it was a great training. I highly recommend you guys check out the free training, the replay, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And I know Nina is too. She's super helpful, super kind, super approachable. Like you guys will love her. And actually, she's going to be doing a live stream with me in March. So we'll have her on in March. All right, let's see, who else do we have? Yes, Honest Reviews with Samantha said the website example was a total aha moment. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love this. She's gonna love seeing this feedback as well. Karen's Journey said she made the light bulb go on a lot. Yeah, so one thing, oh yes, and Heather said, yes, thinking of myself as a content creator was my aha moment. Yes. And let's see, Tara Mikkel said new and super excited to start. I love this. Am I able to turn on closed captioning? I don't know. I think you have to do that on your end, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, I think, like Heather said, one of the biggest things was like, are you an influencer or are you a content creator? And like, I think a lot of us are like, well, I don't have a huge following. Some of you have a huge following. I know Lane has a big following and Fred has a big following, and a lot of you guys have a big following, but some of us don't, right? So it can be a little bit intimidating to pitch ourselves and our content to these bigger brands without like having much to back it up. But that was something we went through in this training, right? It was create a great media kit, and here's how you do it, right? You don't have to have your follower account or your follower count on there if you have great visuals and you have a great portfolio that you can show them your photos and your content and your videos, because ultimately that's more important if they're hiring you to create content. Again, two different things. Are you pitching your influencer status or your content creator status? And I recommend content creator if you don't have that larger following, right? So I thought that was really interesting. That was super insightful. And then just again, looking at, so if you want to go pitch larger brands, going to their website and just kind of searching around their website to see what kind of initiatives are they doing? What is important to that company? And how can you position your pitch when you pitch to them something that's going to be valuable, something that's a pain point for them or a problem that you are able to solve with their content. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to create a great video for this product you have in your catalog. It could be, I'm going to talk about how important the sustainable materials are that, this product is made from, and why it's really important to me to buy from Crate because they promote sustainability, and that, is important to me. So just kind of going that extra mile there. All right. Urbanite said, what do you think about how many influencers are wanting free samples for content versus asking for a fee and a sample for content? I think a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it too, like we'll just take a free sample. I have standards when I take a free sample. It's got to be at least $100 product. I honestly don't even really do the $100. Like now it's got to be like $200 to $300 at least. But also, that's not the biggest thing. I do my product research, right? So I do my product research and make sure that there are sales behind that product on Amazon already before I would even accept a free sample without some sort of upfront payment. I think there's always going to be people that accept that free sample. But also, again, it's all about how you position yourself. If you position yourself as an influencer, but you don't have a following, it's going to be hard to portray that to the brands, right? As opposed to like, we're all content creators here. We all create videos for Amazon, and there's no reason why you can't be creating videos for other brands that you then sell that content to, right? And you can make some pretty decent money if you are selling your content to these brands or even licensing it for 6 months or a year. That's another really, really common thing that people do is we can't buy the content, but you can license it for the next 6 months. So now you're able to use it from this time to this time. And after this time, it expires and you can pay again if you want to renew it, or, you don't have to. So there's also some creative ways about like how you can really, make that happen for yourself as well. Let's see here. When you repurpose videos on YouTube, do you simply mean posting the exact same video on the channel on YouTube for Amazon reviews? I'm sorry, new here. Oh, that's okay. No apologies needed. Everyone's new when they start. Yes. So there are different strategies to do this, but I would say like the first step is to start a YouTube channel and just upload your exact same Amazon review videos to that YouTube channel. It can be the exact same video. It's your video, right? So you're not going to have any issues with that. Amazon doesn't care if you post the same video on other platforms, right? You can't upload the same one to Amazon, but you very much can take the exact same video, upload it to YouTube, and now that's another channel where your video now lives. And then you can put your Amazon Associates link in there. If you want to see my channel, I'll put up a link here just so you can kind of take a look and see, just to see how I do it. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, literally just taking the same videos that I'm uploading to Amazon. So check that out. That's like my Amazon shoppable video channel. I need to change the they're not really Amazon reviews, right? They're shoppable videos, but on YouTube, I guess it's probably okay to call them reviews. Yeah, if you guys want to get inspired and see like just like kind of how I set it up and how I do it, that's That is my YouTube channel for where I repurpose all my Amazon videos. All right. Sarah, the business mom, good afternoon from New England. So excited to finally be attending this live. Welcome, welcome. I missed yesterday's, have to look for the replay. Yeah, there's if you want to, if you signed up for the free class, you should have gotten an email, but if not, you can always, here's the free class if you want to check that out as well. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Thank you, Liz, for clarifying that. Liz said, I don't think closed captioning works on lives, but if you watch a replay, you may be able to turn it on. Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. Good, good. All right. What if the brand has a campaign and creator connections, but they end up reaching out to you for a collab? Do you charge them or just take a free sample along with the higher commission? I'm always asking for upfront payment. Always, always, always. And then it's just a matter of like, yeah, of course I want a free sample, but I also want to get paid up front. It really depends on the brand. It depends on my relationship with them. And it also very much depends on the product as well. If it's a product that I don't think I'm going to make a lot of money from because maybe sales aren't great or the product listing page isn't amazing on Amazon, I will always ask for that money up front. Like, hey, it's going to be $500 to create this video, and then I'll upload it to Amazon and TikTok and Instagram or whatever. Like, it doesn't hurt to try. Sometimes they will say yes. Sometimes they will say, no, we don't have a budget. And then it's really just, like I said, it's really just up to you what you're comfortable with. I know a lot of people that are brand new will happily accept free samples because they need more experience in creating that content and in negotiating with brands too, right? So it's really up to you. That's what I do though. Like, I'm happy to tell you guys exactly how I do it. Like, if it's a product that I know I want to try out, I know the product sales are really well on Amazon. Maybe it's not too competitive. Basically, if I know I can make money, I'm not going to be super, like, I'm not just going to say like, no, I don't work for free and look the other way. Cause I have made some pretty good brand deals where I did just get free samples, but for the most part, they're higher priced products that are already selling on Amazon. Otherwise, if it's a $20 or $30 product and it's like just launched on Amazon, or, maybe the sales aren't really there, I'm sending them my rate card and my media kit, and they can decide if they want to work with me or not. But it's not going to be worth my time just to take a $20 sample of a product that I may or may not want, create a video, but again, if you're brand new, maybe that's something, that you want to do, and that's okay. Karen said, are paid brand deal videos longer or more in depth than the normal Amazon ones? Every brand is different. Every brand I work with they try to give different requirements, right? Like, I'm doing one right now where they don't even care about Amazon. They just want a YouTube video, but they want the YouTube video to be at least 5 minutes long. So I'm like, okay, like that's no problem because they're giving me, the creative power, right? But I also know that, a 6-minute video or a 5 or 6 minute video is not probably going to convert super well on Amazon. But they're also paying me up front, right? So I know it's going to be worth my time because I'm getting paid for my time to create the video. And then I'm going to post it on YouTube. I'm still going to link to, they have an affiliate program off Amazon as well. So that's what they want me to link to. But it really depends, right, on what they're looking for, or what you're comfortable with. Like, at the end of the day, you're the boss though, right? You're negotiating with them, but at the end of the day, you're the one that gets to decide, yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't want to do this. So it's really, the paid brand deals aren't necessarily longer than Amazon videos. They can be, but I know a lot of people that do brand deals just for like Instagram. And their stuff is short because what converts video wise on Instagram is short, right? They're reels. People are not watching 6-minute videos on Instagram like they are on YouTube or maybe Amazon, right? So it kind of depends. That's a great question though. Let's see. Regina said, great point on the limited time, 6 months. Yes. Also, don't recommend exclusivity. Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up. You will lose out on possible collabs with similar products. Didn't get to watch the UGC training, so may have covered it. No, that's a great. We didn't really talk about exclusivity or like terms or anything like that. It was more like how to pitch, what to say, how to look for those brands and things like that, how to create a media kit, set your rates, things like that. So yeah, I totally agree. Do not make it exclusive. Do not say you're going to exclusively work with this brand and you're not going to work with any of their competitors. I like because you will lose out on collabs with other similar products. You have to be so careful. Like if they want you to sign a contract or anything, like you have to read that stuff before you sign it. You have to do your due diligence on the terms that they're presenting to you to make sure that you are in compliance with that. But also, again, you're the boss. At the end of the day, it has to work for you. So like if I get if I get proposals for things that I'm just not interested in, I mean, most of the time I just won't respond, but if they're persistent, I'll respond back and tell them what I want, right? And if they say no, then, it depends on how much I want to work with them. All right. Let's see. Honest Reviews by Samantha said I was doing all my reviews horizontal for Amazon and offsite maybe when I put them on YouTube and it comes up as shorts and I cannot link. How do you fix that? Do you switch it to vertical or remake the video? So if you do your reviews horizontal, I think you mean vertical. So if you do your videos horizontal and upload those to YouTube, that should come out as a regular video. If you do vertical videos, like you're filming, right, like this, and you upload that content to YouTube, if it is less than 3 minutes, it's going to be automatically tagged as a short, and then you cannot provide an affiliate link in there. What you can do is so here's what I do. And you can do it however you want. So I primarily do horizontal unless Amazon is telling me to do vertical for some reason or a brand wants me to do vertical. My default is I'm doing horizontal videos for Amazon, partly because that's how I started. That's how I've always done it. That's how, when I first started with the Amazon Influencer Program, that's how Amazon wanted their brand videos, right? So that upper carousel, that first video, they required that it be horizontal. This, again, was years ago. That's not a requirement anymore. You can decide ultimately if you want to do horizontal or vertical. But if you do vertical, it's going to be really hard to repurpose for YouTube. What you can do is if you do horizontal, upload it to YouTube, and then you can splice it out into shorter verticals that you then link to the longer video. I do that. I know a lot of people that do that, and then you can put your affiliate link in that longer video. But they do have to watch the short and then click over the longer video and then click on the affiliate link, right? So I think if YouTube repurposing is your main avenue for that, I would do videos horizontally. However, if you're repurposing on TikTok or Instagram, vertical is going to be better, right? Because that's the format that those platforms want for sure. So it really depends. But that's my insight into that. And you guys are welcome to share your insight in the chats as well. Tracy is here. I'm late. I knew I was forgetting something important. That's okay, Tracy. Yes, the important thing, just like Regina said, is that you are here now. So I did, I think this works. You guys will have to tell me, but so this is a Google Calendar. You should be able to scan this or click on the link and it will give you a calendar that you can then download that will have all of our free live events on there. And right now it's just this one, the one we had yesterday, and then the one for next week. And I'll be posting our February live stream topics, and we got some great guests coming on in February and March too. But I will be posting the February schedule in the next few days. But this link here should allow you to basically access that calendar that I'll be adding everything to. And then you will have it in your calendar. Yes. And so, okay, Samantha, yes. No, that's okay. I figured that's what you meant. Yes. So my plan is to get all the live streams on here. If you guys want to download that calendar, You just add it to, this is the Google one. I have an iCal. So if you guys need the iCal or it's not working, please just type in the chat iCal and I'll share that one as well. I'm still kind of figuring out how this works the best way, but this will at least make it so that you can add these events to your calendar. I have the links in there that you can just go to right away, and these are all the free events, so everybody should be able to access all of those. Oh, speaking of free stuff, yeah, one other thing too is that our Facebook group is gone. Our free support Facebook group, I don't know what happened to it. I never got any alerts from Amazon, or from Facebook, but I've heard of a few other people's groups getting taken down for, I don't even know what reasons. I don't know why. It was up yesterday. So if you guys are looking for the free Facebook group, it's just not there at the moment. I've already put in a ticket with Facebook and hopefully we can get it back soon. But that's where I like to kind of remind everyone about these live streams and our free events and all that good stuff. But we don't have that option today. So the calendar is definitely the next best, easiest thing to access that information. And hopefully we'll get the Facebook group up and running very soon again. So all right, let me go back, and there was a couple questions. Wings Not Shadow said, that's my question. How much to charge? How much to charge? This is going to sound weird, but like, what makes you feel good? Like, what makes you feel good about that project? And you can create a rate card. You can just kind of wing it depending on the brands that you're talking with. But at the end of the day, I do think it's worth like writing down. And something we talked about, yesterday was like putting together packages, right? So saying like, I'll create one shoppable video that's 1 to 3 minutes long, filmed horizontally, and I will upload it to my Amazon storefront, my YouTube channel, and then I will take 3 photos, and those will be uploaded to Amazon and Instagram, right? So like, and that package costs $600, right? Or if you just want a shoppable video from 1 to 3 minutes, it'll be $300, right? So I think at the end of the day, it's all about, and you need to charge. You need to charge what feels good to you, but also like, don't be afraid to put it out there, because some brands are just going to be like, sorry, we don't pay, whatever, we'll find free samples. But sometimes, you get what you pay for, right? Not always, but there's a reason why that's a saying. And so I think it's important to charge what makes you feel good, but also like work your way up, right? If it's a brand that, you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to work with that. Honestly, I would charge them more, because if I'm getting paid more and I don't know if I'm going to make much money from that content, I'm okay with that, because I'm getting paid for my time. And then, the commissions are just kind of extra, right? So gosh, that's such a hard question, how much to charge, other than, yeah, kind of how badly do you want to work with the brand, and what are you comfortable with? Like, what's the dollar amount that makes it feel good for you? Yeah, yeah. Regina said, what Facebook group is gone? Yeah, I don't know. I can't access it. The link doesn't work. I got 0 notifications that there was any sort of community violation. And then I texted Liz this morning just to make sure I wasn't crazy and like I wasn't finding the right link or something. But no, we both can't see it, and we're both the admins on there. So I'm working to figure out how to get it back. Yeah, hopefully we can get it back. And if not, we'll just start a new one, because I like being able to provide support in there and help with, doing things through that channel. All right, let me go back to some of these questions. Amanda Western said, my understanding is that you have to pay taxes on free samples. Yes. I know you're not a CPA, but any tips for a newbie about this? How to track samples? Should I be more wary about taking free samples? Yeah, this is a great question. So I always preface this with, I am not a CPA. I do not provide tax advice. I just tell you guys what I do, but just know that the law is different in different countries. The law is different in different states. So you absolutely should be consulting your tax advisor, your CPA, whoever helps you with that. All I can tell you is what I do. So what I do is I keep a spreadsheet of all the free samples that I've obtained from the brand. It's running, throughout the year, and then I put what the price is, and then I give that to my accountant, and I say these are the things that I got for free. Here's how much like the retail value is, and then she works her magic. But at the end of the day, I do count it as income because it's something I did receive for free. So I do have to pay taxes on that, but then, there's other things you can do too, right? To kind of offset that. Like you can resell that stuff. And then the money you earn, right, can pay your taxes as well on that. I think, also it depends on what brand you're working with. Cause I've never gotten a 1099 from a brand that I didn't, make more than $600. Like, if brands aren't paying me up front, I'm not getting 1099s from them. I don't know if anybody else is, from, any other brands, but it's yeah, I track everything in a spreadsheet so that I at least have it. I know the free samples that I've gotten for the year, and then what their like retail value is, and that all goes to my accountant, and she works her magic. So um let's see. Your copy Maven girl said, is this still live? Yes, we are still live. Feel free to ask any questions, or let me know what you need here. We're live for the next 18 minutes or so. Tracy said, being tardy, I feel like I missed something. Is there a way to get the brand deals without the creator connections begging process, and the volleyball emails? Yes. So Tracy, no, I just kind of went through like some of the insights that we had shared yesterday on this free training, how to land brand deals. I'll put this link back up. I think it's definitely worth watching if you're interested in moving forward with brand deals. But also there's so many ways. There's so many ways that you can initiate brand deals or start to get brand deals outside of Creator Connections. I think Creator Connections is a great place to start because it's really easy to just contact those brands like right through there. Amazon wants us to do that. We can earn that increased income or that increased commission. But as far as like how can we get brand deals outside of Creator Connections? Nina recommended email. Email is the best way to communicate with people. You can start the conversation over DM if you want to, but email is the best way to not only communicate, share your resources like your media kit or your portfolio of content that you want to showcase to them. But also it's just easier to kind of communicate that way. And then you're more likely to be talking to somebody who's an actual decision maker as opposed to somebody who like manages the social media account for that brand. Especially with larger companies, that's almost always two different people, two different departments, like whatever that may be. I know I get a lot of emails from brands. I'm not super proactive about reaching out to brands, but also because I didn't really know what to say. But now that I'm also going through Nina's course, I'll be doing that as well. But she said email is the best way to reach out and start talking to people, or to like get connected with the right people that are the decision makers in those brands. But yeah, you can absolutely be getting brand deals outside of Creator Connections. Yes. Let's see. Oh, good. Just found my channel. Well, welcome. Welcome. Yes, we do live streams every Thursday at noon Central. I just had here's the calendar. We'll be adding more in the next day or so. We'll be adding February in the next day or so here. So I'm very excited about the guests that we have coming up. Oh, good. I'm going to watch through a few of your videos. Wonderful. Yeah, there's some really great ones. Let's see here. Yeah, Beth said that's so bizarre. Facebook group. How long has it been gone? I don't know. It was there yesterday. It was there yesterday. I know. I'm very sad because I hope that it will come back. I feel like every kind of like every hour, like every 30 minutes, I'm like checking. Yeah, no, it's still not there. So yeah, if you guys go to the Facebook group, it's gone. And like I said, if we can't for some reason, we'll just start a new one. So yeah, like I said, it was there yesterday. I have no notice or alerts or anything from Facebook. So hopefully it was just a glitch, but we'll see. We're buried in snow in Ontario, Canada. Oh, I bet. Yeah, that'll be us for in the next couple of days. Try it with Bry said data coach Claire did a video with a CPA that's really informative. That's right. That's right. Yeah, everyone should definitely go check that out. I know she talked to a CPA. I didn't watch that though. Actually, I need to make a note to watch that. Because like while I have my accountant, I think it's also really important to make sure you consult with somebody who like is familiar with the business model, because there's a lot of gray area right now as far as like how do we claim these free samples and how do we pay taxes on the free samples and how is that like accounted for and all that good stuff. So yes. Let's see. Tracy said, I missed that. And Christina said, worth the time to watch. Yes, Christina was there. Watch the whole training. Definitely check out the free brand deal training, because it's good stuff. And if for some reason you guys get in there and you want the program, I think you have to use my coupon code though. So if you guys do end up, or if you have any questions, you can just email me at hello@kathleencoble.com. But if you decide to enroll in Nina's program, I want to make sure you guys get the $500 off. And that coupon code is Kathleen500 if you want to check that out. But watch the free training first. Because I think there'll be a lot of insights, and you can very much decide then if this is like one of the priority focuses that you want to be doing. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about goals, right? We talked about goals and what are we focusing on, especially for Q1, but also what are we not focusing on, right? So if you're more brand new and you still have like less than 100 shoppable videos, reaching out to brands probably isn't the best thing for you right now. Maybe next quarter, or maybe like, as you get more shoppable videos under your belt and you get more comfortable with making the content. But for some people, they're like, I'm getting emails every day and I need to know how to pitch these brands so that they'll pay me and not just want to send me a free sample and $10, So you know what? This is a great question, because somebody wrote into me and said, I got approached by a brand. I'm hesitant because I don't know how to process a payment. Should I use PayPal? Right. So Amanda said, I got a free sample and I'm doing a video for free through Creator Connection since I'm new. That's okay. Can I now ask to be paid if I do another video for that brand? Not sure the best way to get paid by brands through Creator Connections. Yeah, I think especially if you've proven yourself, right? You got the free sample, you made great content. Are you making sales, right? Can you show them? Like, I mean, they can see how many sales you've made through the campaign on their end as well. So you could even just reference that. You don't need to send them your screenshots because they'll be able to see that. But not sure the best way to get paid by brands through Creator Connections. So they're not going to be able to pay you directly through Creator Connections, because that's all like through Amazon and they're doing the commissions and all that. It would have to be through a third party way. And the most common way is through PayPal. You just have to be careful, right? Because I know people that have gotten their PayPal account shut down, but also like it was for like suspicious charges, or it was, they're getting like 5 or 6 transactions a day, right? So I have a business PayPal. I've never had any issues with it. I've also had my PayPal for over a decade, probably. The most common way, the best way right now to get paid would be PayPal, unless they're US based, and you could ask them about Venmo or Zelle or an ACH. That's where it goes directly into your bank account. But again, if it's the first time you're working with them, maybe PayPal is probably the best, especially if you're only doing like a couple here or there. I don't see any issues with PayPal. But yeah, I would just make sure you have like all your business information in there, or if you don't yet, you may want to consider starting an LLC, right? But like I'm not a tax advisor or a lawyer, but I've also had an LLC for well over a decade now. Gosh, almost probably 2 decades now. And that's what everything kind of funnels through for me. So my PayPal is connected to my LLC because it's a business account. And so it just gives me a little bit of added protection there. But I would recommend PayPal. And somebody emailed me about that too. Is PayPal kind of the safest way? I've never had an issue with it, but I do know people that have. So you just want to be careful. But if you're not doing a ton, I think you're okay. Let's see. Clay is here. Hey, Clay, did you ever do a brand deal that you always wanted to do that you never thought you would be able to work with that brand? Ooh, Good question. I'm trying to think. Honestly, like I haven't totally pursued brand deals to the best of my I'll admit I haven't pursued brand deals to the best of my ability right now. I've kind of just let them come to me. But after yesterday's training, I'm very inspired to be approaching bigger brands. Like I've been talking about how I need a new refrigerator since before the holidays, and I still don't have one. But now that I have Nina's course and I can go through, she's got templates, she's got, again, like looking at the website and figuring out like what does this brand need and how can I propose a piece of content that's going to alleviate a pain point for them or really prioritize and focus on something that's a little bit more out of the box that's important to the company, right? Approaching them that way is going to give you more of a leg up than everybody else that's pitching to them, but also they're going to be like, oh wow, like they did their research, they didn't just copy and paste this template and say, hey, I want to work with you, right? Like we looked at your website and we really took the time to make it a good pitch. So I would say like I have certain brands that I work with over and over again, and those are kind of the ones where I'm like, gosh, I didn't realize I would be able to work with them over and over again. Like I have quite a few brands that reach out to me every quarter, sometimes every month, that are like, here's our product catalog. Does any of this interest you? Right. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing, right? Let's see. Nakia says, do you know how to reach Facebook support? That's what I was Googling this morning. I don't know. I put in a request for support. I don't know if I did it right. I've never had to do that, but I will keep you guys posted. I really hope I can get the Facebook group back. I'm gonna be really sad if I can't. Let's see here. Samantha said, I sent a message to a brand for a sample item that my husband loves. It was the first time, and my message wasn't professional, but it was personal, and I got a response to send them the address. Yes, I love this because, yeah, especially if it's something like, I think everyone should be charging for their time. But again, I'm guilty of accepting free samples sometimes when I'm like, ooh, I was going to buy that anyway, right? Or like, ooh, I actually really need this. And I do think I could make some money if I get this one as opposed to like going to buy another one. It definitely doesn't hurt to try, especially if you're more in the kind of beginning stages of your Amazon creator journey. Crave Review said, what are your thoughts on Levanta as well as taking things off Creator Connections and using Levanta? Recently joined a campaign and they directed me to Levanta. So I had the same experience as to how I got into Levanta. A brand was like, hey, we want to work with you. We go through Levanta, sign up there, blah, blah. So I did. And I like Levanta. I don't do a ton through there. Like it's a good opportunity if you're doing a lot of offsite. So Levanta is really only relevant if you're posting offsite content, right? Because with Creator Connections, we're earning for our content that's on-site Amazon as well as offsite. But with Levanta, you have to be promoting those links off-site Amazon. If you only do on-site, Levanta isn't even going to be very helpful for you. And I was just talking about this with one of my favorite people to talk about the Amazon Influencer Program with. There are pros and cons though when you are linking to Levanta, because yes, you can earn that increased commission, but also you don't get credit for the full cart. So if somebody purchases through your link, you're only going to make commission on the item that you were promoting, right? As opposed to everything else. So like that's something to consider. But then a pro, right, is that if someone clicks on your Levanta link and they don't purchase for 13 days, your cookie window is actually 14 days. Whereas with the Amazon Associates link, it's 24 hours. So the cookie life is 2 weeks as opposed to 1 day, which is definitely very helpful. So there are pros and cons, but you definitely need to be doing your offsite. It only works for offsite. So I hope that's helpful. Feel free to let me know if I didn't cover something you were looking for. Tracy said, I need to wrap my head around brand deals. I was getting a lot of free products, but I just found them very demanding, wanting me to use scripts they provide. That is not authentic. Yeah, I've been using AIP earnings to strategically purchase. I gotta say, Tracy, I'm 100% agree with you. Like the problem is that like even when they're like, I'll send you a free sample and $20. But I need you to read this script and include these 12, bullet points in your content. And, it's like, no, like, I'm sorry. I'm never going to make the time to do that. That brand needs to pay me up front, and that brand needs to give me the creative authority that I need to create good content, right? Also, there are literally millions and millions and millions of brands out there. There are millions of brands on Amazon, and there are even more, globally, right? So if some brand is giving you a hard time and you're not liking how it's been going with them, or how, or the requirements that they're trying to pose on you, bye-bye, not worth my time. So, and you guys will get that more as you get more into the program. You'll see more opportunities. It'll become a lot easier to decide, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? Let's see. Is January usually the low water mark for sales? How do February and March compare historically? Okay, so actually February tends to be worse than January. January is okay. People are spending their gift cards, but they're also returning a bunch of stuff, right? So I just did all my Amazon returns from like stuff I bought for the holidays and didn't use, or like stuff that never got opened, things like that. So everybody has until the end of January to return things that were basically bought like from Thanksgiving on. So don't be shocked if on January 30th, 31st, February 1st, you're in the negative because January 31st is the last day for those returns. February is historically a low month for retail. It just is. It always is. It always has been. February is kind of rough. But then we start seeing it pick up in March, right? When we have like holiday stuff, and we have St. Patrick's Day, we have spring break, we have spring, right? Going into Easter, and then we have like certain sports seasons that are coming, like baseball and, outdoor stuff. So I know I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but February is usually historically a pretty rough month. But people are still buying stuff. It's just a matter of what, right? So that's just my insights from being in this space for quite a few years now. I know Pioneer Smokehouses that I've always wanted to work with, Best Choice Products. I know. Well, if they're using one of your videos on YouTube, I mean, that's the perfect way to get in. You got to pitch them now and be like, listen, you guys love my YouTube video. Let's go. Send me a product catalog and I'll make a video for this product or this product, right? Love it. Let's see. Nakia says PayPal does payment links and buttons. Yeah, totally. You can set that up with PayPal and just send it to them, right? And it's here's the price, here's the button, and they just pay it that way. I don't see like a whole lot of issues with that, right? I honestly don't know why people's accounts were getting shut down, but I think it was just like multiple transactions, like a lot. Excuse me. Sorry. I feel like I always sneeze at least once when I'm on these live streams. Sarah, the business mom, said, can you name your LLC differently than your name on Amazon and social media, or could that cause some type of an issue? I would consult your lawyer just to be sure, but like my LLC is on purpose a very generic name because I use it for all of my income streams, all of them. So like it's like my initials, and that, like you can, it does not have to be the same at all. It does not have to be the same at all. You can name it whatever you want. Probably the more generic, the better, Let's see here. Matthew Pate. Hi, Matthew said, how's it going? Have you had issues with Creator Connections not updating? My last 3 to 4 days have not been updating for my commissions. No, I haven't. I have not, but I know, and I know you already know this, Matthew. There's, it's like my Creator Connections usually will populate around like 5 or 6 p.m. Central Time. So I'll be able to, but I'll kind of have an idea because I'll be able to see like the sales that came in through my on-site for that day. And then I just know like, oh, this is Creator Connections. And I kind of know about how much to anticipate that'll be coming in later that day. But I have not personally had that issue, but I know you're not the only one because I've been seeing in the groups that other people's Creator Connections has not been updating. So hopefully that gets fixed soon. Wings Not Shadow says, is there another way on Amazon to contact brands other than Creator Connections. Some of my favorite brands aren't on Creator Connections. I would not use the seller messaging because that is specifically for like customer inquiries. What I would do is I would go look up their website. Like if you're on a Amazon product page, okay, and you look under the title, if they have a brand store, it'll be highlighted. The brand name will be highlighted. Click on that brand name and it will take you to their brand store. And not only will it give you more of an idea of like their entire catalog, but that brand name, now go Google it and find their actual website. And if they have an actual website, scroll down, and most of them do, right? Because most of these brands are not only selling on Amazon. So you want to find their website and then scroll down and look to see how you can contact them, whether there's an email or a contact form or something like that. But I would look for their website and then find somebody within the organization that you can email. Let's see here. Rise and Review said, do you know of a good tutorial to start a Facebook group to provide my affiliate links? I'm so scared to start one and do something against TOS, but I want to try to see if it helps with my offsite. I swear that Rob, who created Oink, just posted something about adding a feature with Facebook groups or something like that. And I'm all over the place with Facebook this morning because of my group disappearing. But look up Rob's channel, Oink for Influencers. I think he just posted a video because I know he just started a Facebook group too. So look for Rob. I don't think I have his channel linked on here, but this is my affiliate link to his software. But if you go here, you can at least find his channel from his website, or you could just put in Oink. I know it's called Oink for Influencers on YouTube here. We're going to be wrapping this up in the next 5 minutes, so you could always just go over to his channel too. But I think he has a tutorial about that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I know he started a Facebook group because we talked about it, and I thought I just saw him post about how he created a feature that would help with that through Oink. So let's see here. Nakia said, I had to reach Facebook a few times in the past, and these are my own personal notes on how to reach them. Last time I reached out to them was early last year. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Nakia. I'm going to save this because this is, yeah, I don't know exactly how to contact them. I'm sure I did it wrong, but I'm taking your notes. So thank you so much for sharing that, because I really don't know. Because yeah, all of the, there's a live agent. Okay, I'm gonna go through your notes here after we get off and try to get somebody on the phone or get somebody on chat, because yeah, it's super frustrating, and I'm not a Facebook expert, so I do not know. And I can't access the group. I've had no alerts, no idea. Beth said, Matthew and I have had issues with Creator Connections updating on and off. It catches up eventually, but it's worth going back a few days and checking to see if anything hasn't changed. Yeah, and a lot of people are saying Creator Connections hasn't updated. No, I checked this morning. Yeah, I checked this morning. And mine was, my Creator Connections hadn't updated, but I had stats from yesterday and the day before and the day before that. Matthew said, I created a Facebook group for a certain brand of products. Surprisingly, has grown to 25 pretty much organically. Do you have any recommendations to grow it quicker and tips on what not to do? Facebook groups are not my super forte. They just took mine down. I don't know why. Growing Facebook groups organically is like, I would just make sure all of your description information is filled out. Like, where I kind of join new Facebook groups is when Facebook like recommends them to me, right? And it's always pretty relevant. And I think that's because they have like relevant topics within their like description and things like that. I don't have a ton of advice on how to grow a Facebook group. I've just kind of let mine do its thing. And so that's how, mine's just kind of grown organically. I wish I had a better answer for you. Do you shop from the same Amazon account you use for AIP or a separate one? I do have the same one. I do use the same one. Yes. My Amazon account is all one. It's all connected. And I just find it easier to like go back and look at my search history or my order history, my search history, like it's already all in there. So it just makes it a little bit easier to find and tag things and all that good stuff. So yes, Creator Connections updated for a few people about an hour ago. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, it stinks when it doesn't work. I definitely had periods where it was like, I know I made like, I haven't had any earnings in 3 days for Creator Connections. Like I know I made sales because I can see them, right here. I've also, I don't know if you guys have seen this, and this could be part of it. Like I've also gotten Creator Connections earnings on my offsite reporting, right? It should all be on onsite, but the fields are still there from when they were reporting it on offsite, and that has started to populate just a little bit. Like there's just a couple sales that are coming in there, but yeah, I really weird that I'm seeing Creator Connection sales in my offsite reporting, whereas it's been the onsite for, I mean, I don't know, 6 months, a year. I don't even know how long now, but anyway, yes. So I'm going to jump off. We are past the hour. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Clay, as always. Make sure everyone likes the video, like it, share it. Make sure you guys subscribe. Yeah, Allie, I don't think they're not going to. So I return things. The one thing you don't want to do is make a video about something and then return it in the same Amazon account. They are looking for red flags like that. So don't do that. But like, we're all honest creators here, right? So like we wouldn't make a video for something that we use and love and then go return it because we didn't like it anymore, right? So definitely, don't do that. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about returning stuff through your account like that. I just returned like, I don't know, like 9 things or something the other day. But also the amount of stuff that I've bought really is offset that. My return rate is probably very low. But yes, so brand deals, I know we got a little bit off topic, but I always like to make sure we answer questions that are relevant, and especially you guys that show up live, I want to make sure everybody gets their questions answered. So if you guys are new here or you're like, what's my next step? I do have a free masterclass. It's my 5-step system to 10K months as an Amazon creator, earning with Amazon through Shoppable Video. So if you guys want to get my 5-step system, this is a completely free masterclass. You're welcome to check this out. I would tell you to come to the Facebook page or Facebook group, but yeah, we're working on fixing that. Thank you, Nakia, for your instructions on how to, because I definitely did not see a talk to a live agent. So I'm gonna try to find somebody I can actually talk to and get this Facebook group back, hopefully soon. But I'll be colded in tomorrow with my kids. So I know I'll be working on that stuff. Allie, thank you. Allie says stay warm. All right, you guys, this has been really fun. Next week, we are going to be back with, what are we doing next week? Next week, we're going to be talking about like some, I don't want to say beginner strategies, but like if I was starting over, here's what I would do. If I was a brand new influencer, so this will be a great live stream for people that are just getting started, but also for people that are not yet at that income level that they want, right? So if you are new or you're like, I just don't know how to scale to 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, join me next week, same time, same place right here, because we're going to be talking about some of the strategies that I will be using if I started over, some of the strategies that I am using, and we'll look more to like a roadmap, right? Like a step 1, step 2, step 3 kind of a thing to make sure we cover all of our bases. So everyone have a great rest of your day, weekend, and I'll be in touch if I can get the Facebook group back up. And if I can't, you'll all be getting a new Facebook group link from me that you can hopefully join. And yes, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone who's watching the replay later. Happy to answer any questions that anyone puts in the chat after this is over. And